Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. In today's video we're going to be looking at 10 facts about our coins which you may not know. I'd love to know in the comments how many of these you already knew, but also feel free to share your interesting coin facts too. It seems that all of our coins have a hidden history just waiting to be unearthed. What should we look at first then? What about the first ever commemorative coin? Nowadays we get multiple commemorative coins released throughout the year. These coins are generally issued in 1 year to mark the anniversary of an individual, an institution, event, or a royal occasion. These differ from definitives, which are standard designs that don't really celebrate anything in particular and will usually be minted onto our coins for many years. So the definitives are kind of like the standard designs and the commemoratives are special one-off designs throughout a year. Now, although coins have been struck for special occasions, like this set of coins which was minted in honour of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee in 1887, it is a specimen coin set of already existing coins and denominations, and there isn't any variation in the design specifically for that event. Unlike the £5 coin, which was released in 2002 to mark Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, one of many uniquely designed minted to mark that occasion. So for the first truly commemorative coin as we know it today, we look to 1935 for this coin. This is a crown, a denomination which would evolve into the 25p coin after decimalisation, and then in the 90s to the £5 coin which we see minted to this day. This coin was to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of King George V and is commonly referred to as the Rocking Horse Crown. Even with this coin starting a trend of commemorative coins, it would be a slow start, with only another 5 more commemorative coins minted over the next 30 years. But nowadays we see tons of designs each year. The second fact you might not already know is that our copper coins aren't really copper. In fact, historically, they haven't been copper since 1860. Pennies have been minted for over 1,000 years. In fact, one of the first coins that establishes the Royal Mint's presence in London is a silver penny from the reign of King Alfred the Great. Between 1797 and 1860, the penny was struck in copper. They were struck in copper to try and change the fortunes of the small silver pennies, which saw little use at the time. It is during this time that we see the huge cartwheel penny, but with an increase in the value of copper, the coin started to shrink, and by 1860 the softer copper coins were all getting rather worn down, defaced, or just the jumble of different weights of them were leading to the older, larger pennies being valued higher because of the value of the copper in them. It was then decided to change to using bronze coins to replace the coppers. We then continue to see bronze copper coins being minted with the inclusion of the 2p coin in 1971, after the UK went decimal. These lasted until rather recently, as from 1992 the coins we refer to as coppers became bronze-plated steel coins. This is purely down to the increase in metal costs and the diminishing buying power of these very small denominations. In fact, the 5p coin and 10p coin too used to be cupro-nickel until in 2011 the 5p coins began to be struck in steel with a nickel plating, and the following year the 10p coin followed suit. One coin that hasn't transitioned into a plated coin yet is the 50p coin. But did you know, fact number 3 is that it was actually a revolutionary coin when it was first minted. Today it's a very common coin to see, and one which bears multiple commemoratives, some very common and others very rare. In fact, the Kew Gardens 50p is the rarest circulating 50p coin and arguably one of the most valuable coins that you should be able to find in your change today. The 50p didn't always look like this though. Before 1997 they were a bit larger and thicker. In fact, both the 5p and 10p coins used to be much bigger than the ones we use today. The 5p coin was shrunk in 1990 and the 10p's in 1992. Before the 50p coins were introduced, we used an old system of pounds, shilling and pence, but it was decided by the government that we needed to catch up with the rest of the world and modernise to a base set of 10 currency system. This all changed over from 1971, although for many years work was done on this. We would get a resized penny and 2p coin, the 2p coin being twice the size of a penny. There would also be a 5p coin, which would replace the shilling, maintaining the same size, and a 10p coin to replace the florin or 2 shilling coin, which again was twice the size of a 5p coin. To make a new 50p, half of a pound, it couldn't be 5 times the size of a 10p though, that would make it far too big. So something had to be done to set this coin apart from the rest in our change. The result was the world's first ever 7-sided coin. It was a distinct shape, but still able to roll through automated machines like vending machines or parking meters, and the coin has stood the test of time, becoming arguably one of the most popular collector's coins produced for circulation. The first definitive 50p was the Britannia, but over the years this has changed. Christopher Ironside designed the penny, 2p, 5p, 10p and 50p, which remained on the coins from decimalisation until 2008. With the introduction of the 20p, £1 and £2 coins, these coins added to the mixture of definitive designs. In 2008 though, the designs would all be changed with the exception of the £2 coin. This change would be done by an open public competition, which was won by Matthew Dent, who then went on to design a whole bunch of other coins for the Royal Mint too. Out of a field of 4,000 submissions, his designs were chosen. The design may not look particularly exciting, or in fact like anything at all, until you put them together and can form our fact number 4. The shield of the Royal Arms has been hidden like little jigsaw pieces in our change since 2008, and although there are rumblings of a change in this design potentially soon, we can only assume that this design will continue to be minted until we're told otherwise. One thing that has recently changed on our coins though is the portrait of our new monarch, King Charles III. For centuries, with a small pause for Cromwell, our kings and queens have featured on the obverse or head side of our coins. But did you know, fact number 5, each time we get a successive monarch, their portrait flips to look the opposite way of the monarch they have followed. King Charles III looks to the left, his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, looked to the right, her father, King George VI, looked to the left, and his brother Edward VIII should have faced right, although he had decided that he was going to look left on his coinage, feeling that that was a more flattering side of him. But either way, he abdicated before coinage for his reign was struck for circulation, so we still consider him a right-facing monarch on coins. His father, King George V, looked to the left, his father, King Edward VII, looked to the right, and Queen Victoria, his mother, looked to the left on coins. Now this tradition dates all the way back to the reign of Queen Mary II and her husband King William III, although some previous monarchs almost followed this rule. From the reign of our only co-monarchs, this rule has been followed, and when the time comes that King Charles III is replaced as monarch, his heir will look to the right on our coinage, assuming that this precedent is continued to be followed. Now I think we all know the £2 coin is the largest circulating denomination on our coins, meaning it's the most valuable coin used in our change. But fact number 6 is that there are larger denomination coins. The £5 coin, for example, has been minted since the 90s. As we said earlier, it replaced the 25p crown. But over the years, many other denominations have been struck, from £10 coins, £20 coins, a whole selection of values as high as £5,000, which was the face value of a 5kg gold coin which we've recently sold. We'll be returning back to this coin in a future video very soon. The face value of these higher value coins isn't linked to what they are actually worth though. 5 kilograms of gold is much more valuable than face value. But without a face value, a coin simply isn't a coin. Now not all coins have a face value minted onto them though. A sovereign, for example, is a £1 coin. With these precious metal coins, you aren't going to be spending them though. You might get away with passing off a silver-proof 50p in your change if you are nuts enough to try, but these coins are defined as legal tender. Now this doesn't mean you are free to spend them, as legal tender doesn't really mean what you think it means, but that's another whole topic for another video. Fact number 7 does relate to the coins in our change though, and that is the milled edge on some of our coins. Nowadays this is just an interesting design element of some of our coins and does serve as a defense against some counterfeit coins, as it's a bit more complicated to add this feature, but it was a measure which was originally adopted to preserve the silver and gold coins which used to be in circulation. Before having milled edges, crafty moneyers, those who made coins, and members of the public could clip off small slices around the outsides of a coin. If done to enough coins, you could build up quite the stash of silver and turn that into more coins or melt it down and sell it on as silver. This process was called clipping. Some other countermeasures were adopted, such as spreading the design from side to side on a coin, but adding a milled edge meant that it was impossible to clip the coins without it being obvious that that coin had been tampered with. Nowadays, the 5p, 10p and £2 coins are the last fully edge milled coins in circulation. The old round pound coin too had a milled edge, but the coin used since 2017 has an edge which is part milled and part flat. So the next time you have one of these coins in your hands, you know why it's got a milled edge. Fact number 8 honours an individual who took personal issue with counterfeiters of our coinage. This 50p was minted in 2017 to celebrate Isaac Newton, one of our greatest scientists, probably most well known for having discovered gravity. But did you know that he was warden and then later master of the Royal Mint? This role was intended to be symbolic, but he took it very seriously, and he left a legacy of purity and accuracy in the Royal Mint's product, which they're still proud of to this day. He helped revolutionize our currency at the time, where counterfeiting coins was getting to be such an issue that it was causing great concern internationally as to the stability of our coinage, and he helped to steer the Royal Mint back on track. He even persecuted some counterfeiters personally himself through the courts. Nowadays, the role of Master of the Mint is part of the job of the Chancellor of the Exchequer, and that role still seems to have some control over the coins that get put into circulation. For instance, the Pride, Divertitable Britain, Brexit, Platinum Jubilee and Memorial 50p's were all put into circulation at the direction of the Chancellor at the time. Our penultimate fact concerns the move of the Royal Mint from its then home in Tower Hill in London to its current home in Llantrisant, South Wales. To prepare for decimalisation, a new site would be required to mint enough coins to replace all the older pre-decimal coins. The then Chancellor, and by extension Master of the Mint, James Callaghan, was instrumental in choosing the Llantrisant site, at one point saying he didn't care which valley the mint would relocate to so long as it was a Welsh one. As he was MP for Cardiff, a mere 20 minutes down the road, it would be quite the win for him locally. But did you know the first coin struck at the new site was a penny, and this was minted by our late sovereign Queen Elizabeth II. And the second coin that was minted at the new site would be a 2p coin, which was struck by the then Prince of Wales, Prince Charles. The design on this coin is the badge of the Prince of Wales, so fitting that he should strike this one. Both of these two coins, and the last coin which was a sovereign that was struck at Tower Hill, are kept at the Royal Mint Experience, and you can see them displayed there. Finally, we're going to diverge somewhat from coins, as they are not the only thing produced by the Royal Mint. Over the years, they have also produced a whole range of medals, including those made for the 2012 London Olympic Games. They had to produce thousands of these medals, as team events required more medals. In case of ties, they would also require extra medals too. The machine which was used to produce these medals wasn't one the Royal Mint already had at the time, and so they had to go out and acquire it. And bizarrely enough, they found one on eBay, which then got shipped across from Alaska, and this machine is still used in the production of some of the larger coins that the Royal Mint produces, and it has really opened the door for the Royal Mint to make massive, impressive coins. So there we go, 10 interesting facts about our coins, with a couple of bonuses thrown in which you might not already have known. I'd love to know in the comments if you've got an interesting fact about coins to share as well. Now be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's free to do and it means you won't miss out on any of our future updates. There is also links in the description to some of the products we've featured in today's video if you want to go check them out on our website yourself. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok, we have our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.